Welcome back, YouTube, to another episode of Big Bear Boxing Squad, episode number 12. The conversation I want to get into today is about David Benavidez. Is he the most feared fighter between classes of 160 and 168? Let's get into the conversation.
I think everybody wants to see me against Canelo, right?
And you can't get into Canelo's mind, but what do you think his assessment would be after seeing you fight tonight?
I don't know. I don't really care what his assessment is, but you know they keep putting these contenders in front of me. You know, my last fight was a WBC title eliminator. That's why I'm here holding my belts. You know, they need to give me the opportunity. You know, I'll go through anybody, whoever they want me to go through. So the big Charlo want to get it too.
So Charlo would be the alternative?
He don't want to get in the ring with me because he's a pussy. That's why.
About a fight against David Benavidez.
I mean, if Benavidez can make 160, we can do it. If we can kind of catch weight in between 160 and 168. Benavidez is a 168 pounder that hasn't made the weight. He has no title. He has nothing to offer me. So that's why people keep mentioning Canelo and Golovkin, the higher stakes. I will fight Benavidez. All right. He's no problem to me. He's probably like this guy that I'm finna fight now. They talk a lot, strong, I'm here, I'm that. But it's different when you get in there, you got to figure something out.
You know, they talk all this shit, but at the end of the day, they're the ones who look like a pussy. They look like pussies at the end of the day. Because, I mean, you know, there's only so many top fighters at my weight class. So if we keep calling each other out, you know, we say we're going to fight each other, and then you don't want to fight me for years and years and years. And what?
La pelea de Benavidez contra Uzcategui que sucede una semana después de la tuya, ¿crees que el ganador de esa pelea será tu próximo oponente?
Bueno, veremos qué es lo que viene después. Estamos enfocados 100% en esta pelea. Veremos qué es lo que viene después. Si es la pelea que tenemos que hacer después, la haremos sin duda.
Right now, we're 100% focused on this fight. Nothing else crosses my mind. Then, if we win this fight, we will see what happens in the future. If it's the one that we are going to have on deck, we will do it, no problem whatsoever.
It's not about and it's not always going to be about titles. It's about who's the best, fighting the best, fighting the best. And if you keep going the other route, whoever it might be, they keep going the other route, the fans are going to recognize. They're going to catch on. They're going to recognize that why is David Benavidez up there and none of these guys want to fight?
Who was the first world champion was that you sparred?
Kelly Pavlik. No, the first one was Latif Coyote. I was 14. The second one was Kelly Pavlik. I had just turned 15. And then Peter Quillen was 15. And then also sparred Golovkin at 15. And then I kept coming back here to Big Bear. After I didn't stop after that. I sparred Zurdo Ramirez, Dimitri Bivol. You know, I had to actually prove myself against proven fighters and proven world champions. So I feel like that right there is just a complete difference.
The real question is he the most avoided fighter between 160 and 168? I think he is, and that's just my own opinion. You guys let me know what you think. Just like in the segments you heard before I even started speaking. This guy is rangy, he's fast, he's got a lot of power, and he's a come forward type of fighter. In some of the fights I have seen him in, you could rarely see anybody backing him up. He's going to come to fight. That's what he loves to do, and you could tell it, you know, just by the way he speaks. He respects the sport of boxing, and I'm a big David Benavidez fan, a huge fan. I think he got what it takes to beat any one of those top fighters. You know, I don't care if it's Caleb Plant, I don't care if it's Canelo, Charlo. I'm a fan of all of those guys, but I think that David Benavidez brings something different. I think even his next matchup, since he don't have a fight, it seems. Well, I think he may have a fight. I'm not sure. But he can fight Andrade. I think that'd be a really reasonable fight for both of those guys. But that'd be a way for him to really test to see how great he really is, because he'd be facing another great opponent. And I think if you put yourself with the business of boxing, if you put yourself in position and you start closing down those honey holes where people hiding and where they running, I think Benavidez will be able to prove that he's one of the best in those two divisions. Just like I left in an earlier segment on my last video, I gave you guys an Easter egg on this video showing David Benavidez calling out Canelo, talking about Charlo. These guys need to fight each other. They need to do it so they can make history, and the fans will get everything that we want to pay for. You know, when you pay for something, you want the highest quality that you could possibly pay for. You don't want to pay $70, $80 for something that's 50. You know, it's just like it's nothing. You know, you get the main event and then you get some guys that you don't even know. So, but I think we got so many talented fighters in today's sport. people like David Benavidez and some more fighters in different weight classes want to prove why they the best. And I think he deserves to prove why he's the best. He has a title at 160. I think he has a title at 160, and he should be able to defend that title, get the bigger belts, and prove why David Benavidez is the most dangerous man between those two weight classes. And I think he is the most dangerous man because his style is different. It's like old school type of Mexican fighting. Come forward, get hit. He may not have the best defense. He has been down at least once or twice in his career. I do think once he do fight Jamal Charlo and Canelo Alvarez and Andrade is a very awkward fighter, so he would probably have to work on his defense a lot more. I don't think he'll be able to walk through some of those fighters like he walked through some of the lower class fighters that he's been fighting. Even though Anthony Durrell was a really good fight and Javion Love was a good fight, and those are some pretty decent names that he's fought, especially Anthony Durrell. I think he's a pretty decent name. But I do think that he has a chance to beat any one of those top guys. I love his conversation, the way he carries himself. He had some issues early in his career. He lost his belt a couple times for weight and some other issues I don't really want to get into because I'm not here to judge him as a person. Everybody makes mistakes. He seems like he's on the right track to becoming great, to being a future Hall of Famer. I think he got a great team around him. His dad, his younger brother. It seemed like he's very hungry. And you heard, all the great stars when he was 14 to 15 years old that he sparred. Gennady Golovkin, Kelly Pavlik. I mean, come on, man. You don't get no better than those guys are upper echelon. Even in their careers, they upper echelon when it comes to Hall of Fame or being a future Hall of Famer. So you got to give it up to him. I think his work ethic is there. I think his knowledge of boxing is there. I think his determination to want to get great. All of that stuff he carries on his shoulder. He's been called out by Jamal Charlo. If you call somebody out, you got to fight him. Just like he said, you got to fight me. You got to see me. If you say you want to break my neck, you got to see me. Canelo is top dog right now. Canelo runs the sport of boxing right now, whether you want to think that or not, if you're a fan or not a fan, but that's just what it is. Canelo is running the sport of boxing right now, so he has options. He can kind of say, hey, I'm fighting you, I'm not fighting you. But I think for Canelo's stance, he has to fight these bigger fighters, and I think David Benavidez he'll be just as dangerous as Jamal Charlo if that fight actually happened between Jamal Charlo and Canelo Alvarez. But just in my own humble opinion, I think this guy is very dangerous. Like I say, he got to work on his defense a little bit more. But other than that, what can you say wrong about him inside that square circle? He's a phenomenal fighter. He's a beast. He's an animal. He wants it. He wants to be great. So let the man prove that he want to be great. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Big Bear Boxing Squad. You guys let me know if you enjoyed this conversation. If you enjoyed the video, please like, share, comment down below, subscribe, all that good stuff. The more you guys do, the bigger this channel will grow and the bigger the conversation will get. I cannot stress that enough. I always say that in all my videos, but I think these are pretty good conversations for you guys to talk about. And I even join the conversation here and there. If I see your comments, every time somebody leave a comment, I try my best to try to respond to you because they all good conversation. I love talking about boxing. That's the reason why I created my channel the way I created it. And I still got a lot of things to figure out about YouTube and all that good stuff, but I'm trying to bring you guys the best boxing channel in the world and the best content as far as conversation wise. That's what my channel is based up on. It's not so much about my opinion, but it's just like being in a barbershop. You strike up a conversation and you talk about it for hours. That's what this channel is about. But I just want to thank you guys for tuning in once again. But before we cut this video, you know what I always say, if you want to see what I'm wearing, shoptachi.com. Go down in the descriptions below, and you'll get all my links to my IG pages, and also Facebook. So please go check that out. But that's going to conclude another episode of Big Bear Boxing Squad.